friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you guys a speed build that I did where I turned my beach floating island into an OASIS resort. I used a lot of items from this current Dreamlight Valley update, including items from the OASIS Retreat Star Path and also Jasmine and Aladdin's friendship rewards. I hope you guys like it, and without further ado, let's just jump right in. So I'm just going to scroll down this list of things that I have already favorited before starting the build. You'll see that I missed some things, so I do tend to search for them later, but feel free to pause or screenshot, and yeah, let's begin. So I put Jasmine and Aladdin's house in front of this desert palace. Unfortunately, on a floating island, I cannot put two of those items, but that's okay, because I'll save that for a future build. I made my own custom rugs, both for the tile flooring and also for this fountain area. I will be making another video just kind of going over how I made these and like a mini tutorial, so definitely keep your eyes open for that. Here I am actually just laying all of the rugs down and trying to figure out, and around this process was when I realized I wanted it to be extra long, so I made the tile path kind of go in the center so that you can easily access it and walk around the resort easily. And yeah, I just pretty much copy paste that entire fountain area, and now I'm just gonna focus on wrapping the entire area with these tile rugs. So while making this, I know that you see a lot of gaps, but I am kind of accounting for these marble fences that I'm using, so eventually there will be some pathing underneath those gaps, and you will see that in a second, but I'm going to just wrap these fountains in this marble pathing, which you can craft if you have Storybook Veil, and then using these Jasmine fountains, which honestly are my favorite fountains, I'm just going to put those in the center. I actually made a cut right here. I put this golden bumblestone flooring right there just to fill in that gap. And then I grabbed these hourglass items and I just put them on either side, along with these relaxing Oasis escape items. These are from the current Star Path, and I honestly think they're pretty good. So now I am planning to line these tile pathings with this tree planter that we got from the Agrabah realm. And yes, I did make these tiles after these planters, same design. And so I'm creating an alternating pattern where I put the tree, and at this point I did not know what it was, but eventually I do this like snake thing. So I use both kinds of gold and opal tile pathings. You'll notice there are two kinds. There's one with a gem and one without. So I use both kinds to make this pattern, and the reason for that is because I'm going to layer on this mosaic rug that you can craft from Storybook Veil. And I found this out by accident, but those pathings can show up on top of the rugs. So you will see that in just a second. See, it looks so good. It's like a small little detail that no one really notices, but I do it anyway. I'm adding these water curtains from the Rock Show Star Path and this little snake item that you get from crafting. And I'm just gonna repeat the process. I'm gonna keep putting the tree, snake, tree until I reach the end. And you will notice that I've actually put the mosaic rugs a little bit underneath the planters just so that it fits the pathing. I ended up taking the center tree planter out because I want a path leading to the left side of the island and also vice versa to the right side. And so yeah, I'm going to repeat the entire process on the other side now. So after adding some finishing touches with these water lilies, I'm now getting started on adding some trees behind the building just to shape it. I will be using this meeker tree, I think it's called, and a bunch of these palm trees that you get from Eternity Isle. I think they're called the dune trees, but I think they work really well for this aesthetic. So I'm just gonna line them like this behind the buildings, and then I frequently check the front of the building just to see how it looks, and then I start adding more. So we're going to tackle this left-hand corner now, and this is going to be one of the seating areas where we have like the huge cabana. And so I'm adding a lot of different kinds of Lion King waterfalls. A lot of Lion King furniture makes an appearance here, like this big waterfall, and also the tiny ones that I'm going to put both next to the palace and also on the corner. You will notice that a lot of areas in my resort are pretty much just seating areas, and that's because the goal of the whole build was that no matter where you are in the island, there's always a place for you to rest. So this is just one of many resting areas, and I really like the result. It took a bit of experimenting to get everything laid out the way I wanted it to, but once I was done with that, I just start adding some filler items for decoration. So I use a lot of these carpet items that you can buy from Scrooge, and then also these potted plants from the Star Path. And then I also fill in some of that extra space with some more trees, and then I make some final touches to the waterfalls behind. Right next to this cabana seating area, I'm going to add another seating area, and I'm using this red stall that I got from Eternity Isle, which you can also craft. And I'm just making another seating area using the wicker chairs that you can get from the Star Path. And this is just some extra seating if you want to, talk to someone by the ocean. And then I add this blue one as well. So this is honestly just a filler area that I later on add some foliage to just decorate it a bit. So now I am connecting the center tiled rugs to the left side of the island and making sure it all blends together. I am leaving some spaces big and some small because I want enough space to fit some of the other seating areas. I use the tree planters to also cut off the rug just to make sure it doesn't look weird. For this smaller area, I'm going to be adding a lounging area where you can lay down, get a tan, that kind of vibe. So yeah, I used these sofas and the chairs I think they were from the Moana or the Lilo and Stitch movies, but I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, I'm just gonna place like 4 of them, and this is really just to lock in that resort vibe. It's around this time where I also start to add these curved and tall sunlit plateau palm trees. I think I do like the dune palm trees, however I wanted some variety mixed in the island, so you will see me adding a couple of these around the island, starting from this area. So directly across from this lounging area is where we're gonna put our tropical bar. This is where I will be if you ever catch me in this resort. So I'm gonna be putting these vine walls and I'm gonna mix them with the Lion King waterfalls. And then I also reuse some of those water curtains from the Rock Show Star Path. I'm going to use these green vintage counters for the bar itself. Now you can use any counters you want, and I mean, you have options, trust me. Scrooge will make sure you have options. If you know, you know. So I'm just laying out these bars, and I'm going to put some of my custom rugs. Now, of course, you don't have to use custom rugs, and this is just personal preference. I can make a tutorial about this if you guys would like. Just comment down below if you'd like to see some more rug tutorials. But if you don't have access to these, or if you don't want to use these, you can also use the Agrabah rugs that you can get from Scrooge, or any rug, it's up to you. I use these wickered stools because I think it really matches the vibe from the other items in the Star Path, and you know, because everything's wicker, so I thought these fit perfectly. And then I add some more of those palm trees, the taller ones, bent ones, whichever ones. If you're wondering where I got the tea set, that is from Aladdin's level 10 quest. So I just kind of decorate those little geometric tables with those, as well as those candles from the star path, and then I just add some finishing touches to the bar, like the blender and bowls of fruit, just things that you would find at like a tropical bar. Onto the next area, I'm going to make another seating area, but this one's going to be a little bit larger, and I am adding some more of my Touch and Magic rugs. Again, if you would like to see some tutorials on the Persian rugs, then definitely leave a comment down below and I'll see what I can do. I'm extending the stone pathing from the previous area onto this seating area. Introducing some new decor, I really love these peacock topiaries from the star path. I think it just makes it look lush, and I wanted the areas to have a little bit of a different feel from what we already have. The Oasis Retreat Star Path really introduced a lot of these different seating options, which I honestly love every single one, and so I am definitely maximizing that to the fullest capacity for this build. I tend to go into the aerial view just to see what little spaces are left, and so I can add some more decorations or more foliage just to maximize that space. probably noticed this already in my other areas, but I'm just gonna say it right here. I really love to add these little candles and also the new ones from the Star Path all over. I just think especially in the evening time, it really adds a little pop to the area. In the center part of the build, I am just going back to these snakes and adding some more candles just to bring that pop of light. And then after I do that, I'm going to start moving on to the right side of my island. So I just do the same thing as the left side. I extend the pathing and I make sure everything is connected. For this little hallway, I wanted to create a peacock topiary, sort of like a grand entrance to the right side of the island, and so I'm just putting them all in a row like this and using the potted plants that I think were from the aerial bundle in the premium shop. Behind the peacock topiaries, I add some more of those water curtains because I think it just really makes it feel much more lush and also much more elegant. For this little plot of land, I am going to add a twin cabana area. My thought process for this was just that you can share this cabana with a friend and meet in the middle for some nice tea and whatnot. So I am just filling up some of those gaps with the gold and opal pathing again. And yeah, you will see that I just decorate those cabanas exactly the same way I've been decorating all the other seating areas, using the same sofa items and whatnot. For the center, I am adding this table, which you will find under the Mulan section, and this is just, again, as I mentioned, a place where two people who are sharing these cabanas can just meet at the center. And I use these blue zirconium, I'm butchering that, but it is a tile you can craft from Eternity Isle, and I just wanted to fill that space, but I did not want to keep using those garden stones. So for this area, I thought it would be kind of fun if we made a little pottery section. You know how some resorts just have all these different recreational activities, and so around this area is where I start to put some of the more recreational stuff. And so this is just some free pottery classes that you can take in the resort. So I used more of my Touch of Magic rugs and I just plastered them all over, not really paying any mind to how they're angled. I just kind of didn't want them to be straight because then it doesn't really seem that natural. Given that this is a pottery class, I am just trying to add as many different clay pots as I can, as well as these cooking stations that you can get from the Lion King section, and just adding little decor here and there. This is just another filler area. It's really kind of small, to be honest, so I actually started using these palm trees that have the seat with them, and that's also from the Star Path. And then I used these craftable table tennis books from the Storybook Vale. I went back to each of the different entrances for the left and right side of the island, and I just went ahead and added these palm trees and made a little arch because I thought it looked pretty cool and I thought it would be nice to walk under it. So for this last space, I'm going to be creating a VIP cabana space. I'm calling it VIP because I think it just looks a lot nicer compared to the other ones, and I like to joke that only Scrooge McDuck can afford this space. This kind of mirrors the left corner a bit, but I'm adding one more of those Lion King fountains, or waterfalls I should say, and I'm going to create a seating area and a dedicated pool space. Now, I could have added an actual swimming pool, but I was feeling a little bit extra, so I am just recycling some of my water rugs that I used for the center fountain piece, and I'm just trying to create a sort of like swimming area, which I'm going to put some lounge chairs on top so it looks like you can climb onto them and that they're floating in the water. I use a lot of these Dazzle beach rocks, both the smaller ones and the bigger ones, and I just try to sort of like line the edges of the rug just so that it doesn't look too harsh, because as you can see it is pretty much a rectangle, and so those rocks will help, shape it into a more pond-like structure. I'm leaving a gap in the middle between those two water rugs because I want to leave a little pathway going into the cabana. For the pathway, I am just using some of these golden bumblestone flooring, and then I add some of those lounges from before and just make it look like they're floating on the water. This is me just filling up some extra space with some more trees and some lanterns, and really just adding some finishing touches to the cabana area. Off to the side, I'm going to be adding more of those garden stones and just make a path that is curved and leading straight into the main road. And of course, for some finishing touches, I'm going to be adding some water lotuses, some candles, and you know the drill. Now just going back to the center, I am adding some finishing touches to the build in general, and so those gaps that I mentioned in the beginning, I am just starting to fill that up with the same gold and opal pathing, and so I am just tweaking that a bit and making sure that we have something to fill in those gaps. I'm also going around here and there, just adding some more foliage where I think it's needed. And for the final touches, I thought the fountain area was looking a little bit bare, so I just added some of these bushes, both kinds, the big one and the smaller ones, and they're from Storybook Vale. I think they just add something else to the fountain and make it a little bit more vibrant. Alright friends, I hope you guys enjoyed the speed build and how it came out. Let me know what your favorite part is down in the comments. I'm going to stop talking now so that you can enjoy the walkthrough, so I'll see you at the end of the video. you all so much for watching. I am very sorry for how long this video is, but I am very grateful for all of the love and support. This is only my second video, but you are all so wonderful and I cannot wait to create more builds for you guys. If you enjoyed the video and haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing for some more Disney Dreamlight Valley content. Until next time, friends.